Bryce Ice Young just went out there and played the best game of his NFL career, absolutely eviscerating the Falcons defense, which was a top 5 unit in stopping the pass. He went out there, threw for 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, including a clutch up drive. And I think it's clear right now the Panthers love Bryce Young, and this is the Bryce Young that they're going to need down the stretch. So here we go, guys. Our play of the game from the Panthers. What you're going to see right off the bat, something you don't see a lot. 5 wide receivers out here for the Panthers. And the reason why is this dude, man, he is in fuego, right? He is cooking out there, right? Let's get him the pan. Let's get him the – I'm working on the pan, guys. Let's get him at least – if there's a handle, it looks more like a pan. He's frying them up. You see the heat coming out. Bryce Young at this point already 300, right, 70 yards passing, and this is how they've been able to do it. Something that actually, shout out Dez, a Panthers fan that I know in my group chat said that they wanted them to do more spread stuff, and they were doing a lot of it. And the reason you want to do this specifically with a guy like Bryce Young is this is what he did back at Bama, right? This is what he did back in college, where he was out there cooking. And in the first couple of years in the league, they tried to run this offense with him. Didn't happen. The biggest reason, the offensive line was in shatters. I think the offensive line is solid now, not in shatters. Although there were plays where he got sacked. He actually had a hurt ankle in this game. Once on a sack, one time he slipped. I didn't see a replay, so I don't know if the center fell on him. But that's another thing, too. This ankle, a little rough right now, right? So it's really some crazy stuff. And one thing that the Falcons have is they have a high-ranked pass defense. They are ranked top 5 in passing defense in the league so far this year. At points, you know what I mean? They were actually number 1, but since then they've kind of been going downward a little bit. Not quite the same. And some other teams, I think Cleveland and Buffalo overtook them. I think Houston is up there as well. But they were a top 5 unit. Now, on this specific play, what you're going to see from the defense is 4 guys up here. Before we even get to that point, we didn't even get to the point of the game right now. Right now in the game, dude, it's 24-19. So the score, 24-19, right? And this situation, the reason I chose this one, this is 3rd down and not 1 and goal. So they need a touchdown in this situation. I believe they had a penalty. I forget what the penalty was. And then Rico Dowdle, a couple plays before, he almost scored a touchdown. And so this is a huge situation for them. Season on the line. Panthers at 5-5. And this is what you're going to see, right? So you're going to see the defensive line right here. These guys, boom, boom, boom. Now, one of these guys kind of falls back. I don't know if he's in a zone or if he's in a spy, but that's what's happening. And then you're just going to see man-to-man across. Now, one thing that the announcer was mad at is a lot of the times you're going to see this is Tet McMillian. He's the guy. How many yards did he have this game? He had a big old 130 yards receiving in this game. And they were mad that this wasn't, oh my gosh, what's his name? Their best cornerback, Terrell. They were mad this wasn't Terrell. Instead, this is a linebacker. However, there's a lot going on, right? And let's draw some of these routes. I think up top, you're going to get like an out zig. These guys are all cutting in. This guy cutting out. That's the look up top. Over here, it is this and this corner, or it's actually more of an out, right? It's not even a corner. It's more of an out, and this guy's kind of going up. So this safety he's definitely looking at this. They had already tried to go Dowdle, I think, on a touchdown over the top, and that one didn't work. And so these are the play. I think what you're hoping for is against man. You want to get this guy up top. But let's see what ends up happening on this play. So you see the one guy drop back. He's like in a zone. And now freeze the film. What's really happening now, Bryce, even with, you know what I mean, that hurt ankle, He is still, I mean, the blocking, great. Look at the blocking here. The tackle takes this guy around, and that gives you all this area to be able to step up. So this offensive line was definitely a unit that they had to work on a bunch, but now we've seen it earlier in the year be able to run the ball, and now this game, solid, better in pass protection, right? So I just rewind so you guys can look. This guy takes this guy up. Now, Pierce and Walker on the outside had caused them problems, but if they could just keep those guys kind of pushed up the field, these guys they've been doing a very good job at. And again, this guy's going to fade back. So that's going to allow a nice open step-up area for Bryce over there, and that's huge. He needs all this because 3rd and 11, you just want some room, you want some space, and boop. He actually didn't take him outside. I was wrong. He actually took him up inside, pushed him inside. It's a great play by the left tackle to get him out the way. Just moved him completely over there. So now, I mean, my goodness, this guy was actually coming around the backside. So that's crazy. So now when you look up, oh, look at what do I see if I'm Bryce Young. Let's look at it. Because we got Bryce Young. He's sitting here. And you know what? His eyes just got super duper wide. He's looking. You know what I mean? His eyes are big, his eyebrows are up, and he's like, what's going on here? I see a guy falling down right here, and I see Tet McMillian kind of open. Now, what he does here that's super impressive, because this guy is kind of sort of creeping back. It's not like he's going to get there. I think that's Alford. Alford has no idea what's going on. Chuba, heads up play. He also sees what's happening, and where does he go? Over here. There are times, you see it all the time, when guys come back in just trying to get themselves open. Let's do the fake. No. He's like, I'm going to come over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take myself out to play and hope to get this guy's attention, because Tet, I don't even know if he knows all this, if he's processing all this, but it was the right decision for him to go there, because Tet now has all this room to work with, and Bryce sees it and just puts it perfectly. Where he put it is so impressive to me, but just a perfect throw, because we don't want this guy comes up. So if he does kind of throw it even straight line here, maybe his hand can kind of get lucky. You can get like a deflection, but instead, what Bryce does, right, is Bryce says, enough of that. I'm going to throw this thing back here just a little bit, right, like still over top of him, but just a little bit toward this kind of part of the end zone. And what that does is makes it a super duper easy throw. Boom. He threw it high too, and I mean, that's just picture perfect there, man. And I mean, look at this. You see Bryce, he's going to come up here, celebrate, Tet celebrate. Now all of a sudden, let me finish that box. There you go. Now all of a sudden, it is 25-24 with about 50 seconds left to play for the Panthers. Just a huge possession, huge drive. Again, season line, you lose this game, you go down to 5-6. It's probably a disaster. So for them to pull off that play, huge. And that's right, we got a bonus play for you guys. I can't lie, this was huge. On this one, this is actually the next play. They're going for 2 because remember, 25-24 doesn't really help you. Now you have the lead, which is great, but you want to go for 2, right? Because guess what? A +2, that'll get you a 3-point lead, right? And that'll make that 25-27, and that would be just crucial. And on this play, what you're going to see is, again, spread formation. Now remember, they come in, they were a very run-heavy team, but this was the adjustment, right? Even against the Falcons. Spread formation still. You got 3 receivers over here, and what they're going to do is they're going to bring him under. This guy's going to go end zone here. And then this is the route to me that's so impressive, because where he kind of just lays over there, that's where Bryce is looking at. And what this under does, so if we go back, the reason that this route right here, this under cross little in route is so important, it draws this guy's attention because he's looking to just make a play on this goal line to not let anything happen, and then he cuts this loose, open and free. Just a great play call again from Dave Canales. He's really cooking, and just the ability to design those plays out of the spread. And look at that, man. I mean, that's just great. The second he comes down, this guy's still manned up. Doesn't get much more open than this. Bryce is already, the ball is already out. You see it's flying up already. I mean, the second this dude looked down here, this is how locked in Bryce was. He's like, oh, okay. Like, he's open by about a yard, but he's like, all right, bet you're actually giving me this lane. And the route concept of him to flatten out here is so big. The end zone is 10 yards, right? So you need some distance sometimes to create him with play calling. He gets this about 5 yards in, but him cutting it here and not cutting it, like let's say up there where this guy could be a part of the play too, is super duper huge. Just a great play call, extreme execution, great catch, little leaper up there. And this is what the Panthers offense was doing all game. The reason that 2-point was so big, and I wanted to show that, is because the Falcons did go down the field and kick a field goal. So if you didn't get that play, you would have ended up still losing the game and not with a chance to go to overtime and get that win. What's up, guys? Hopefully you like the video. Hey, Panthers fans and NFL fans, welcome to the Lumia Sports Podcast. We appreciate you guys coming in to watch. Please check out our other videos on the site. We also have YouTube Lives where we go over our previews every week with me and Tony L. Tigre. And our playlist, we cut up every single team doing previews and reviews. So Panthers fans, check that out. Or if you're a fan of another team, check out your team's kind of page here and playlist. Now back to the episode. And for the Panthers, there can't really be any overstating how impressive that game was and how important it was, because here they are right now, 9 seed, 6-5. Definitely need that win. But hey, look, you know, that loss to the Saints definitely hurt, but you're still right here with the 49ers and Lions. I believe you play at least one of those teams. I think the 49ers coming up. It's kind of unfortunate that the Packers actually have a tie right here, even though they are still 6 wins, so you have a shot. But this tie means that when you beat them, that you don't really have the tiebreaker over them. So that one kind of tough for sure. And there you go. But right now at the 9 seed, you still have a shot for the wild card. However, that is not the biggest reason that this win was so important for the Panthers. As you look, man, their best path to winning the division, making the playoffs, is going to be winning that division. Look at them and the Bucks. Here they are. They sit here at 6-5. Bucks 6-4. The Bucks are undefeated in the division, whereas Panthers have a loss, but that is okay because these two teams play each other 2 more times this season. So that's where really the Panthers' best shot at making the playoffs is. Of course, going out there winning those games, but you do have destiny in your hands, which for the Panthers is just a spot that they've wanted to be in at this point of the season for so long. And let's take a look at the schedule, see how we've gotten to this point. For the Panthers, just a tough start. Again, the Jags a good team, so losing them not the worst thing in the world. That Cardinals loss was rough. I just think, I honestly, the further down we go, I think Bryce Young is just a second half player in every frame of the word. Like, this is around the part where I was like, all right, you're trash, dude. Like, I believed in you because last year you looked like you got better, and then he came out and had a bunch of turnovers. However, he came out, they smoked Atlanta 30-0. Tough loss to the Patriots, but then you see kind of getting a little streak. Now, they played a bunch of bad teams, Dallas, Miami, New York, but they beat them all. Again, smoked by Buffalo, but that game, no Bryce Young. That was Andy Dalton. Yikes. He didn't know what was going on out there the entire game. You go back there, you beat the Packers, right? But then a loss against the Saints, not what you wanted to see. But you do come back this week. You beat the Falcons. They've just kind of become a little up and down as their schedule has gotten a little harder. And this is where we're going to find out right here. It's these 2 games. You got to split them. I really think you split them, you're fine. Not going to lie. Rams, 49ers. That's scary. Because after that, if you can get out of this, I mean, and in New Orleans, I mean, you got to, after a bye, if you can get to the bye at 7-6 with 2 games against the Falcons, oh, and you got Seattle. Jeez, that Seattle game Yikes. Those are some tough games. So you basically play the entire NFC West coming up. Your division member twice and a team that already beat you. So let's go, Panthers. Let's step it up. I'm excited to see Bryce down the stretch. We've unlocked the offense. We've got everything flowing. Tet is a monster. You can't be scared. You got to be ready for the moment. I think the Panthers are. I know the Panthers fans are hyped up and ready for this. So we're going to find out a lot about this team on the road in San Francisco and at home against the Rams in these next couple of weeks. You lose those two, you just don't want it. Now, you still would have a shot, obviously. The Buccaneers keep losing games, so you still have a shot at the division. I don't even want to say you don't want it, but you just might not have it. But you beat the Packers, so let's see if the Panthers can make it happen and win one of those two games. This game also, didn't know, is Monday night. I might have to watch that. Monday night with Ice Bryce. I might have to be there for that one. That's a crazy game, so I'm definitely excited to watch that Monday Night Football. All right, guys, here it is, our favorite segment, Comment of the Week. We scour the comments and look for the best one that you guys gave to us. Our Comment of the Week this week, though, nothing. Shout us out, Panthers fans. Get in there and let us know what you think about the video. Shout us out, and we will shout you out. This game was unbelievable, and it's funny because I'm going to talk about this a lot. I had a conversation from what the outside saw to what Panthers fans saw. Panthers fans who watched the team were like, all right, can we go quicker? Can we actually give Bryce an opportunity? They really, really like Bryce. They have for a while. Now, maybe that's some homerism, but they do think that Bryce can really operate. He is very clutch, as we see again. My God, he's one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the league. I think there was a stat a couple weeks ago. He had, in his last two seasons, or maybe his whole career, as many fourth quarter game-winning drives as Mahomes and Hurts, two of the best, clutchest quarterbacks in the league. So that's impressive. And this game, man, I mean, they let Bryce be unleashed. He might be better in a dome. I think there's some of that to it as well. We kind of saw him cook the Cowboys last year. He was pretty good, I think, against the Falcons last year as well. And this game, I mean, the Falcons' pass defense, we've seen them be good all season, but they found something on the left side opposite of Terrell, picking on that guy, and just the throws were crazy. And early in the game, even there was a 4th and 2 where they ran like a play action fake, and he's bootlegging it to the left side, and he stops and he throws it back across to like an inside route and back shoulders the pass and hits it. And it was just like early in the game. The pass was to Leggett, and it was just like early in the game they were locked in. The RPO pass to Tet down the field was just complete rhythm. And by the way, downfield, I mean at the 2-yard line for a touchdown was just complete rhythm. Just had it and just like quick snap it. And that's the offense that he ran at Bama, and he was cooking with it. And even when they were down 21 to 10, he drove down the field, helped us with the field goal. He dealt with adversity in this game, like they were blitzing. Everyone knew Bowman was blitzing. He actually pointed Bowman out, and 72 just missed it, didn't pick it up. So it was a huge hit on Bryce that ended up being an ankle injury. But still, right at a half, came out, bombed it to Leggett, big touchdown. I think that was 40 yards to cut the lead right down to 21 to 16. It was impressive. And I mean, just the play calls as well from Dave. Dave was locked in. That screen, I love the screen right before the touchdown pass even, because the Falcons were getting at desperation time. They were up by 5, but they were getting desperate, and they just were like, send him. It was the only thing that had worked on Bryce. And so for them to come out there and make that adjustment was just super, super impressive. And then even in overtime, knowing that they needed a field goal, just a short throw to Tremble, nothing crazy, quick read, but he's just throw the ball. Just get the ball out, Bryce, make the right play. And it seems like with more opportunities, he's able to do it more confidently rather than 3rd and long where he's trying to scramble and get a first down. Now he's able to keep the offense kind of in rhythm and moving the chains. And that throw to Tremble ended up being huge. Tremble's only catch of the game. He ends up making it a 54-yard play. It was incredible stuff. I mean, just all game. There was that 4th and 4 throw that they needed to get a first down where they just call all curls really quick, and he just, boom, snap throw to Sanders against 5 with again, another 5-wide look. Like, that was extremely impressive stuff from Bryce, and I think that's what they're going to need coming down the stretch. And part of the reason Dowdle's a little bit beat up, but I like the way that they were using him and Chuba out there kind of as receivers. Chuba seemed to have a little more juice this game. Dowdle was hurt last game, and I think he was hurt, they said, in practice or early in this game as well. He's just been banged up. I mean, he runs so freaking strong and just into people. That was bound to happen. But that was impressive, and I think they're going to need more of that, Bryce, because this defense was kind of getting cooked out there. Now, I know they stepped up in the second half. They looked a lot better. But in the first half, I mean, Penix only missed 2 passes. They were scoring easy. They had 3 straight touchdowns, and they couldn't get a stop. That's never what you like to see. And Bijan on those outside stretches just cooking them. They struggle at stopping outside runs. We saw it with James Cook. We saw it again here. You're going to see it more with McCaffrey. And Trevin Wallace being out, that definitely hurt. But they did end up getting better, obviously, when Penix went out. But again, Drake London even had 120 yards. Now, to be fair, Bijan 100, London 120. Watching these guys week in, week out, they do that. It's the Penix only missing 2 passes that kind of hurts. But Penix left the game, and he's out with an injury. So you at least don't have to deal with him. And once Kirk Cousins was in there, everything was gravy. Defense started making stops. I remember when they were stopped up 2, backs against the wall, 53, made some big plays. He made a huge hit on Bijan to like stop him in his tracks, which and in his tracks part was big because I think Bijan was going down. 1 first down and the game is kind of over. So he goes out, he makes that hit, and then he flies backwards to go out there and hit Drake London on an underneath pass. So that guy's a hitter. Let me get that guy's name, actually. Panthers number 53. But you just need people to come out there and make plays. Claudin Shirless. Yeah, he came in there and he was like, I'm going to hit somebody. Finally get to play. And that hit on London was huge because it forced the field goal and they were to come down, get the touchdown. And then overtime, they didn't let anything happen. Now, I will say, I think late in the game, dangerous, scary moments, maybe a little lucky London's hurt. Mike Jackson, one-on-one, up 3 with no help with him on the left side. Kind of wild, kind of ridiculous decision-making there. Got luck. Mike made a play, right? So I'd say you got a little fortunate for sure. But all in all, for the Panthers, offensively, great game. Defense got to pick it up a little bit earlier. But hey, look, Bryce is clutch. So if you just hold him down a little bit, we're going to see. And this is going to be big against the Panthers. This is a couple things. This is their shot to even get into the wild card race now. You win this game, you have a tiebreaker over the 49ers, and you're 7-5. The 49ers would be 7-5. You would then jump them, and then it would be between you and the Lions, and I guess who else? The Packers, who are kind of up there at 6-3-1. So that can get really, really interesting as well. You win this game. But if you lose it, you might be completely out of wild card contention. 6-6 and no tiebreaker over the team that's just kind of hanging on right now to be in there. So I'm really interested Monday Night Football to see how the Panthers go out there and look. They should try to air it out. The 49ers pass defense has been rough last couple weeks. I think Stafford threw 5 touchdowns on them, and Brissett had a record for completions in a game. So you definitely can throw it on them. But they're going to have to do that. Continue to be efficient. By the way, one thing I didn't mention about Bryce, no turnovers this game. 45 passes, 448 passing, and no turnovers is incredible. Great stuff out of Bryce. That is what they've wanted to see from Bryce, and they believe, hey, look, they're not wavering. The fans believe in them. The coaching staff is kind of getting there too. I think early in the year it makes sense to kind of be run heavy because for whatever reason, Bryce early in the year is not the Bryce that we see late in the year. We saw it last year. He really picked it up at this point. It's happening again. The difference is right now they're 6-5 and have a chance to make the playoffs. So, hey, look, Bryce, it's all in front of him. I'm really interested in Monday Night Football, how he performs against the 49ers and the rest of the season. Because this Panthers team, man, they can actually make the playoffs. You kidding me? I just want to win a game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please watch some of the other videos on the site. I've created a playlist with each and every football team, and every week we will be going over those games. I'm really loving this, enjoying it, and hoping you guys are as well. Of course, like, subscribe, and if anyone wants to sponsor, we're looking for Lumia Sports Productions is looking for sponsors. Shout us out. We will shout you out during the video. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy.